Hey everybody, Joe here once again. This is my second video on my top 10 of the best Halloween films, ranking it from worst to best. Um, Number 6 in my countdown is Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. It came out in 1989. This movie takes place right after Part 4 of The Return of Michael Myers. Basically 1 year after the incident that happened with Michael Myers trying to kill his niece, Jamie Lloyd, who was portrayed by Danielle Harris. Um, Basically, Michael Myers was thought to be dead after the end of Part 4, which he fell through the grave, and it was a big explosion. But he survived the whole incident, and it was taken care of by an old dude, in which Michael Myers basically just killed him off in the beginning. Michael Myers comes back. But there's also a connection of sorts between Jamie Lloyd and Michael Myers, just because of the whole incident that happened the year before. Basically, Jamie is committed into a children's psychiatric hospital because of all the incident that happened a year ago. Um, Basically, Michael Myers comes back. He kills Jamie's foster sister. Um, Rachel was portrayed by Ellie Cornell, and basically stalks her friend Tina, who was portrayed by Wendy Kaplan. Um, this movie was pretty much what it was expected to be. Um, what else can I say about it? The whole killing in the barn was pretty cool. Um, and the whole chasing of Mike Myers going after Jamie in the old Michael Myers home was pretty intense. Um, but other than that, at the end of the film, you saw Donald Pleasance return as Dr. Loomis. He goes, he tries to save Jamie and basically sets up Michael Myers in his home, has a tranquilizer gun shooting darts at him with a net. Starts taking a piece of wood off the old home, beats up Michael Myers like almost to death with it, even though he still survived. Um, but yeah, that's number 6 in my countdown. Number 5 is Part 4, The Return of Michael Myers. It came out in 1988. The director is Dwight H. Little. Don't really know much about him. Basically, Michael Myers returns home to go after Jamie Lloyd, who is actually the daughter of Laurie Strode. Um, Basically, it takes place 10 years after the incident of Halloween 2. Um, Basically, Jamie is taken away from Laurie Strode, who fakes her death, and we know that. But she is taken in the foster home, and the foster parents is the Carruthers. Um, Basically, this film basically has Michael Myers chasing Jamie when he comes home. Uh, Kills like almost everybody in sight. Dr. Loomis tries to stop Michael Myers. Um, almost succeeded at the end when they caught Michael Myers into a jail cell. But you see how the appearance of the Man in Black, basically taking Michael Myers out of that jail cell, killing everybody in sight with a huge explosion and basically a Tommy gun. Basically, the only survivors in this movie was Jamie, Rachel, and Dr. Loomis. Um, and also, you saw at the end, like during the film, it had Rachel because she was trying to go on a date with this guy named Brady. It didn't work out because she had to babysit Jamie and take her trick-or-treating, whether or not. And Rachel ends up seeing Brady cheat on her with a girl named Kelly, which is the daughter of the sergeant, the sergeant officer of the whole city. Um, so basically, they had to try to survive together, and it didn't happen that way. So there you go. Number 4 on my countdown is Halloween H2O. 20 years later, this movie came out in 1998. The director is Steve Miner, who also did a certain Friday the 13th film. But this movie centers on a post-traumatic trauma. Laurie Strode, from survivor of the first two Halloween films. Basically, she faked her death in a automobile accident. Um, she changed her name to be Carrie Tate. She also has a son named John, who was portrayed by Josh Hartnett, who also did the movie The Facility, well, The Faculty. Sorry, The Faculty was another good kind of horrorish movie. But in this movie, uh, Michael Myers ends up being alive still after all the events. Basically, this movie was taking place 20 years after the second movie. So basically, this movie skipped part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6. Basically, it was an alternate and kind of like universe, you know. So pretty much, Laurie Strode is a head mistress at a private school known as the Hillard Academy High School. Um, LL Cool J also is in this movie. He's a kind of security guard-ish. Um, Pretty much, he kind of dies, but people were not shocked. You know, black guy in a horror movie. You know, but this movie is basically what people expected to be and more, actually. Um, if you noticed in the beginning of the film, you saw a certain individual who was a former colleague to Dr. Loomis, Marion Chambers. Um, she was basically killed in her home by Michael Myers after a burglary attempt. Um, Nobody really realized it was Michael Myers that did it because he was trying to find information on Laurie Strode, and he found that information, so he had to go all the way to Northern California just to find where she is, and that's where she's the head mistress of this whole, the Academy High School. Um, this movie was really good, though. I definitely recommend it. It would be higher on my countdown, but there's 3 other greater movies, in my opinion. Which brings me to number 3, which is the first remake of Halloween. Came out in 2007, directed by Rob Zombie. This movie was kind of different from the original, only because it showed a deeper psyche of Michael Myers, of why he did the killings, of what type of family he grew up to be in. Basically, Michael Myers in this film, he was 10 years old. This dude was nuts. The kid that played Michael Myers, he did a pretty good job, actually. In this film, he also he has a school bully by the name of Wesley, which he was making fun of him because his mom was a whore, worked at a kind of strip club. So Michael Myers follows Wesley after school into a field, into a kind of a forest, ends up beating him to death with a fucking stick, wearing a freaking clown mask. And also, in the same night he did this, or the same day he did this, he also killed his mother's boyfriend Ronnie, Judith's boyfriend Steve, and Judith herself. And he went on a freaking killing spree on that day when he was 10 years old. So basically, for the next 15 years, Michael Myers was stuck in a psychiatric institution, and basically he was making masks, in which, in turn, didn't speak to nobody, didn't want to know anybody, didn't really care about anybody. He had his chances of killing people, which he did. Basically, one night, a guy that worked there and his buddy ended up raping this girl in his room, and in turn made Michael Myers go insane, killed the 2 guys, killed one of the security guards, and escaped that place to find where his sister, Angel Myers, is, and which in turn ended up being Laurie Strode. Um, so he finds where she is. You know, the whole story of the original Halloween. They kind of did that, but in a different twist. At the end of this film, you saw Laurie Strode with a gun, blasted Michael Myers in her head, started screaming, and you saw the screen go black. Um, movie was intense, just for the way it was, like how Michael Myers ended up finding her and killing her friends, and it was kind of a different way from the original Halloween. Um, but yeah, this is the second ending of this video. I'll make sure for the third video it has the remaining two spots. So yeah.